Mm. Showtime. Showtime. What up? What's up, people? It's been a minute. Nick, what's good, my nigga? Been a minute. Been a few weeks and shit. Since I did my last live recording. I've been on the move and shit. If you following the channel, you know what it is. The international dribble stays on the move, perpetual motion, perpetual hustle. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. Shout out to the truck drivers and the guys in the military and everybody that's following my 100 push-ups a day for 30-day burpee challenge. Let's start there. I'm eight. This week 2. I'm 8 days in. My body is changing, looking real good. I be sore sometimes and shit. Burpees is very interesting, man. I've been studying on them too. It's a what's called a HIIT exercise, high intensity training, and it burns fat triple time as doing something like a treadmill or something like that. So yeah, I'm learning to deal with that. I announced it to the YouTube community and to the world that I'm doing it. So you know what I mean? I'm held at a high standard. I got to complete the mission. Shout out to everybody who's joined me. Them guys in the military, some guys in the military in the U.S. Army picked up on the burpee challenge, man. And they got like a semi-platoon doing the workout and shit, man. Nigga sent me a video, man, for about 15 guys lined up doing the burpee, hit the pull-up, and, in succession and shit. But they starting to get a little bit easier. Last night I did them with dumbbells. I've done them with slides on the channel if you following along. I did them with dumbbells last night. And after I, in between, said like I do a set with the dumbbells, I do another set with the dumbbells. Then I did a set without them. You could feel the difference without them dumbbells. So I kind of cruised through it. Shout out to my man Mark Jones, one of my basketball buddies and shit. I be running into him in the gym. He been joining me. All in all, let's look good this summer, everybody. A lot of people, I've seen people in the comments told me they've had surgeries and different medical issues and they're not able to do a burpee. Get you a mountain bike. If you're able to ride a bike, not an exercise bike at home. That's cool. If you're not riding a Peloton though, the bike ain't really the thing unless you're a part of a spinning class. Get you a mountain bike and ride that motherfucker, man. The weather's starting to change. It's starting to get warmer and shit. You'll be surprised how fast that weight will come up off you, and you'll get toned riding a mountain bike. Word up. So shout out to everybody who perfected their dribble as far as fitness go. Anyway, what's been going on with me? The Blue Boy Larry Davis situation went orca big online. It kind of divided some of the YouTube community. I stand on what I said. Everything I said in my video is at about 40,000 views right now. I meant every word of it. A lot of people was reaching out to me, and I see people in the comments talking about what Larry was doing in jail. That's not what he's known and revered for. He's revered for the shootout situation, in which he escaped the assassination attempt of some bloodthirsty, corrupt cops, similar to Fred Hampton's situation. Just Larry banged it out. And by all means, the fact that he lived should go on a show like That's Incredible or some shit like that, because it just don't happen considering the amount of bullets that they sprayed in the apartment. Anyway, yeah, people had different things to say and shit. What I have to say is this: I'm black first, you know what I'm saying? And I lead by example. I was raised different than the rest of y'all. I was raised in like a field nigga environment and shit. My people wasn't the types that was, all the way with compliance all the time. So my pedigree is like that, you know what I'm saying? And I'm standing on it. Shout out to the 5% Nation of Gods and Earths. Everything's good with me. Everything's moving right along. The podcast is doing great. I just did a crazy tour of the Bay Area. Shout out to Mac Mall, my nigga. Shout out to Razcast. Shout out to Marvelous. Shout out to Sam Scar from Jersey. He out there in Oakland now. Shout out to Sugar T. And Miko Kaki on the rise and shit. You know, I'm tapped in with everybody on the rise. Speaking of guys on the rise, Splash Alka out of the Bronx, New York. He's somebody who's I just reviewed his album a couple of nights ago. It's on my channel. He's up next. You're gonna hear a lot about him. He's one of them guys. He's 100%. He's 100% Jamaican. He's from the Bronx. He's 100% Jamaican, and he flipped the roster shit. He do that roster shit with the rhyming. You know what I mean? He'll rhyme and then hit you with a roster hook and shit like that. Fire. I ain't heard one of them guys that do that type of shit in a minute, but yeah, he's definitely on the rise. Speaking of YouTube, I want to say this before I move on with, you know, my narrative. I seen a video with Hasan Campbell. Shout out to Haas. A powerful ass video. I don't know if Hasan know how impactful this particular verbiage was coming from his mouth, but it was all hard hitting, logical information. And I was like, damn, I had to play it back because he was really blowing. Hasan Campbell was saying how Pistol Pete Rolock, you know, who's the founder or whatever of Sex, Money, Murder, Bloods. Pistol Pete went to jail for life. From now on, can't have no human contact at like 22 or 23 years old, maybe 24, but he was a real young man when he went to jail for life. You know what I'm saying? And he gave birth to this, you know, this Blood Nation or whatever, the Sex, Money, Murder guys. And Hasan Campbell was saying how you got niggas who 40 years old, 50 years old, and they out here representing a gang and a lifestyle, whatever, that was started by a nigga that was 22 and misguided. And if you think about it and shit, when you in your early 20s, you quick to rush, you rush to judgment. Your logical thinking ain't all the way developed there yet. You make a lot of irrational decisions, and I'm quite sure that at this point right now, Pistol Pete is probably in his 40s, and he's doing forever. I know he said to himself, man, I was tripping. You feel me? I was young, wild, and tripping, man. Like, there's a climate that's set in the streets where it's like a boys' club. It's part peanut gallery. It's this reputation thing that niggas feel that they have to live up to. It's only set, this particular standard is only set in like poor communities, black communities and shit, whereas you have to be what's called a real nigga. A real nigga, and what's associated with this is most often selling drugs, fucking a lot of bitches, maybe shooting people, maybe being aggressive, harming people. You know, just being a total outlaw and shit, not in compliance with society and shit. That's what a real nigga is. This is something that that's imposed on you as a teen and shit. This is something that this shit starts out as a teen. You feel me? Like, you don't know about the stop snitching and shit like that when you're 8 years old and shit. You don't know about that. You learn that shit and all these different these real nigga standards. You learn these not from your parents. You learn them when you get out into the world, from the streets, from a bunch of other lost, misguided motherfuckers. But anyway, you have young men, young black men. I was one too, who tried to live up to the lyrics in these songs and shit like that. You feel me? Not to put the blame on hip hop. Hip hop fans the flames at all times and shit. You know, it encourages the real nigga shit, because everybody who got, you know, that's all that these niggas be talking about. The guys whose music is popping or who are primarily popular, they talk about this real nigga lifestyle and shit. Of these real niggas, you have 1,000 bodies. You got 1,000 bodies, 1,000 guys FBG Duck, King Von. I think Nipsey Hussle would be what was considered a real nigga. You know, King Von, Slim 400, Biggie, Tupac. I can go on and shit. We got a cemetery full of real niggas. The ones who didn't get killed, they went to the penitentiary. Rollo's there right now. Add Young Dolph to the real nigga list if I left him out. He's dead. Rollo's in prison right now. Cool C's in prison right now. He's on death row. Steady B's got life. Roscoe P. Coltrane, he has life. There's more. I don't know why I'm stumbling upon the incarcerated and shit, but you see the sentences and shit. It was a guy, one of the newer guys, just got like 20 years for being in a drug organization, and he actually had a music career popping. This real nigga lifestyle is destructive, and what Hasan Campbell was saying, that Pistol Pete was at a point in his life where he was absorbed in that. He was absorbed in that. He cared about what people were saying about him. I'm in my 40s. I don't give a fuck what anybody says about me. You feel me? I don't care who said it, what, none of that. It don't apply to me and shit. Your opinion about me isn't even my business. You dig what I'm saying? But as a teen, in my early 20s, I care. I was triggered by shit like that. Such and such said this about you. Oh, we going to see. We about to go see what's up with this shit right now and shit. You feel me? That's an immature, childish mind and shit. And there's a lot of guys who went on that. Oh, we about to go see what's up with this right now and kill the motherfucker. You feel me? Trying to impress the nigga that brought the bone to him. The nigga that came to them and said, after a while, you wish you killed him. The nigga who came to you and said, yo, such and such said this about you, and you went and bodied the nigga, you get locked up. You wish you killed the first nigga, the nigga that brought you the issue and shit. When you an adult, you have a say-so on what you accept in that regard and shit. A motherfucker just can't roll up on you talking like that and shit. Ho, fam, I don't want to hear that shit, period. You ain't got nothing else to talk about. We don't have anything to talk about. But Hasan made a great point saying that, you know, you got these guys who are, you know, in regards to the gangs, the leadership is been dead. Nobody's gang leader is on the streets. You feel me? Nobody's gang leader is on the streets. They all in the fucking penitentiary. Magoo and Frank White and all these different dudes whose names have came up online. These niggas is doing from now on, but they instill policies that affect people on the streets who actually have a chance at life. You feel me? That's retarded. That sounds retarded. That a person who's condemned already, someone who's condemned already in prison, has influence where he can control a motherfucker, the way a motherfucker's moving on the streets. That's totally ridiculous. But Hasan made a great point. Pistol Pete was young, misguided, probably, you know, temper, bullhead, everything that come up.